Hey, this is Gary Fong, inventor of the light sphere and the whale tail. For those of you who don't have a actual separate flash attachment, you probably are shooting a lot of your pictures like this with a pop-up flash. That's like the Canon Digital Rebel or many cameras, the Nikon D40, things like that, have a pop-up flash. The problem with a pop-up flash is you've got a 1/4 inch by not even 1 inch little tiny flash bar, so when you take the flash picture it's very harsh. It looks like basically you're pointing a really small flashlight at the person. It's very unflattering. So the light sphere and the whale tail, those products are really good for if you have a separate flash attachment. But what happens if you don't have a flash attachment and you want to have much softer portrait quality? I made this new thing called the Puffer diffuser, and basically what it is, it's for pop-up flashes. And it has a variable number of receiving kind of holes here so that you can center the flash surface right in front of the flash bar. And why is that good? Because what happens is rather than have this tiny little thing pointing at you and sending a very harsh light, you have now this big soft flash surface that's going to light up. And you'll notice that I kind of made it look a little bit like a blowfish, which is why I call it the puffer, but it looks kind of like a football surface texture. These little spheres kind of take the light and send it all the way around. Another thing that makes it kind of a challenge for these pop-up cameras is on anything that's a pop-up camera, when you stick something into the shoe, it thinks that there's a flash on it, and so it won't pop up. What's cool about mine is even when you stick this in, it'll go ahead and pop up. So in terms of how you shoot it, you basically just shoot it just like you normally would. Take these pins and move it so that this thing is right in the center of your flash for best results. And you can shoot vertical or horizontal, either way, and it'll give you a much softer light. Just go ahead and put the camera on flash and put the camera on program. And if you want to get a little bit creative, you can put it on manual settings or whatever. But the bottom line is rather than having a narrow bar, you'll have this big soft flash surface that's much larger than what your camera gives you, and you'll get much better light quality. So it's called the Puffer. Now the other thing that I wanted to say is that of course it fits pretty much all the cameras. So if you're Canon EOS Rebel, Canon 10D, Nikon D40, this one's a Fuji S9000, any of those cameras you can just go ahead and stick it on like that. And it folds of course very flat. You just pull these pins out and you just put it in your camera bag, and it's very small.